away.
Welcome to the SEC on ESPN. Perfect night in Columbia, South Carolina for a little SEC softball. And guess what? It is senior night as the Gamecocks honor their seniors. They'll start with game one of this series with Texas A&M. And in the SEC, of course, that means they're playing a ranked opponent in the Texas A&M Aggies. We only have 2 weekends remaining until the SEC tournament, if you can believe it. And this Texas A&M team comes in just a game back from Alabama and Oklahoma near the top of the SEC standings. Remember, they'll play that SEC tournament in 2 weeks in Lexington. Let's go. We're ready for game one tonight. Courtney Lau alongside 2-time National Player of the Year and Olympic bronze medalist Danielle Laurie. And Danielle, both of these teams, big goals, but very different goals.
Yeah, when you think about Texas A&M, they're trying to make a push to just outright win the SEC with 2 big weekends left. And then you could say on the flip side for South Carolina, the importance to really get some wins these next couple weeks against these guys and then Alabama next weekend, just to make sure that the postseason is definitely going to be an option for them.
Well, let's start with the visitor in Texas A&M. And one bat that you cannot ignore in their lineup is Maya Perez. Last 5 games, she's hitting over 500.
She's incredible. She is so good. The fear that you feel as a pitcher when someone like Maya Perez steps in the box is insane. To me, what stands out the most, her maturity as a hitter from her freshman year to now. At times, teams will pitch around her and she still finds ways to do damage. Gosh, she is one of the best players that you will see swinging in the country.
No big deal. She's reached base the last 49 games. Meanwhile, for South Carolina, you mentioned it, their eyes are on the NCAA tournament. Remember, you have to be 500 or better to be eligible for the postseason, and they've got 2 weekends of softball left.
And hard, right? Like, you're getting 2 of the top 3 teams that are at the top of the SEC. And if anybody knows the gauntlet, their number 5 strengths of schedule in the country, it is the South Carolina team, and a great option when they have someone like Jory Hurd, this senior, in the circle on game 1.
Yeah, she has thrown the majority of the innings in April. 66% of the innings in April have been thrown by Jory Hurd. They have really leaned heavily on her, so not a surprise that she's going to get the ball to start against this heavy-hitting Texas A&M lineup tonight. Game 1 of a 3-game series starting right now, and Kennedy Powell leading off for Texas A&M, the third baseman. This Texas A&M team, a program that's won 9 games in a row. Got some big hitters. Ariel Kaluski will be hitting in that 5 spot. She's had a hit in 12 of their last 13 games, so keep an eye on her. But Kennedy Powell starting off a .418 average at the top of the order. It kind of feels like this A&M team is kind of clicking on all cylinders at the right time. I mean, 9 wins in a row.
They're dangerous. And to me, it's just been a team that has just that never, like, say die attitude. They are just going and getting better and fighting. And that, I mean, that's the queen of the ship. And Coach Tricia Ford, I mean, that is her mentality day in and day out. But you think about losing Emily Kennedy last year, right? Like, she was their dog. She threw a ton of their innings. So having to split that a little bit with Sydney Peters and then Sydney Lessentine. So I think it's been good to kind of get those pitchers some great innings, can spin it really well. But Tricia Ford, she will tell you the truth. It's my favorite thing about her.
Yeah, we had a great call with her last night. Just honest and open. And one of the things she was super honest about, she said, it has been so fun to coach this team this year. She has loved this group.
Yeah, they are a team that is very gritty and that never say die attitude and fight until that last out is something that she even had stated, like, this is a trait that I want them to carry on well when they are done playing with this uniform across their chest.
2-2 to Kennedy Powell. She's just been battling in this first AB against Jory Hurd. This will be the 8th pitch coming to the first batter of this game. What can we expect in Jory Hurd's arsenal?
Well, she has a good mix of pitches. One thing I love is that she's going to tend to favor that glove side. So she will go in. She has that curveball, but tends to favor that rise ball, can go down with the drop, and the change is huge. But to me, it's the confidence in her ability to go into lefties with no fear.
Kennedy Powell taking the 9th pitch out to right field, finds some grass, looking for 2 bags, trying to get 3, and Kennedy Powell sliding in safely to third. This is something South Carolina could challenge if they want to. The call on the field was that Kennedy Powell was safe at third.
South Carolina would like to challenge the safe call at third base. This play is under further review.
So Birmingham will take a look at it.
Right out of the gate.
Just a 9-pitch at bat and a replay review.
Here we go.
Remember, the call on the field was that she was safe, so it has to be clear and obvious for them to overturn that.
I mean, based on the view, does it look like she tags her hand? This might be the best angle. Remember, has to be enough to overturn. I love where Heath is on the bag.
You can't see it there.
I mean, the view before, you saw the tag, but it's just hard to see. Ooh, this might be it.
I can't tell if it touched her hand.
Remember, enough to overturn it. Has to be blatant. Like, yes, this is the shot. And I don't know if she's able to get her left hand just kind of around, or if Heath is able to swipe the side of the hand. Like, this almost is. I feel like when I always say what I think it is, it's the opposite.
This is the SEC Hawkeye look.
I think she got her. I'm going to say it.
But is it obvious that she got her? Definitively, did she tag her?
I mean, it looks. No, not definitively,
Yeah.
but there's part of me that.
It's where the call on the field is so important, was that the call on the field was she was safe at third base.
After review, the call on the field has been changed. Runner is out. South Carolina will not lose their challenge.
How important and big is that for South Carolina to start this game?
This is huge. This is huge to go for a challenge right out of the gate. 9 pitches in, you lose that. You know you only have 1 left for the rest of the game. But the relay on that, from it dropping to McKay, to be able to relay that, to get the dart over to Heath, and the momentum that it gives a pitcher. Listen, when you had Powell come up and 9 pitches, right? Like, just wearing Jory Hurd and giving confidence to Edwards. This is so big for South Carolina right out of the gate.
Talon Edwards up now. And a South Carolina team that at times their defense hasn't been that reliable piece behind their pitching staff. But in talking to Ashley Chastain Woodard this morning, she feels like they've taken steps in that area to back up their pitchers.
And last weekend, that was definitely a point of emphasis and a comment. I mean, winning the series against Missouri was huge. But playing clean defense, something late in the game that at times hurts teams, I think has been big for them.
It'll be a 4-pitch walk to Talon Edwards. So a runner is on, and bringing up Maya Perez. She's the one that we told you about at the start of this game, who's playing free, who's hitting .458. She's had 2 home runs in the last 3 games, including a grand slam against Mississippi State. Gets jammed up. Ariana Rhodey running on it. They can't turn 2, but they will get Talon Edwards going to second.
A really good job by Ariana Rhodey at first. Way behind the bag, of course, respecting the power, but also knowing the importance of getting that lead out, trying to get the double play, but Perez gets up the line. And listen, I think Perez, at times, the answer is to go hot and in on the hands. And I know that was a conversation that Coach Woodard had with Jory Hurd, with that being her level of comfort. She's comfortable glove side, meaning she can sweep that curveball, she can go with that drop ball into lefties, has no fear of if she's going to hit them.
Michaela Work now. That one fouled off and hit her in the box. Michaela Work, they're A&M's leader in RBI and home runs this year. Perez at first.
Coach Tricia Ford had made the comment the other day and said, Warwick and I are actually very similar in how we're wired. We ain't fluffy. Yeah. We're going to tell you, you know, what we think. They're very much wired the same. She has loved that about bringing in this transfer.
Jory Hurd with her first strikeout of the night and some big defensive plays in that inning for South Carolina.
This is huge, 68 miles an hour. Look at the location, so pretty by Jory Hurd.
But before this game one with Texas A&M, South Carolina honored 8 seniors, and Ashley Chastain Woodard, their head coach, told us this is an iconic group of seniors for her. Remember, her second season now as the head coach of South Carolina, and 8 of those honored, and 6 of them are going to show up in the lineup today. Starting right at the top with 2 of them, with Quincy, 5 of them in the lineup. Quincy Lelio, Jamie McKay. I was also counting the starting pitcher, of course,
yes.
Jory Hurd, who is one of those seniors starting today.
Yeah, those seniors get you choked up on senior day. I was telling you, I almost didn't want to think about it, especially when I was the opposing team, because it's like kind of emotional, and then you're like, oh, we still got to play a game after. And I think sometimes the ones that are able to have that moment, because it is like, you need to get your flowers and your moment and remember the work, the hard work that you've done on this field, and then you got to turn that switch and it's game time.
And Quincy Lelio is going to be the first one to lead off, and she'll be facing Sydney Peters in the circle today for Texas A&M. It's been the Sydney and Sydney carrying the load in the circle for the Aggies.
Yes, Sydney Peters has been a lot of fun to watch this year as she's continued to evolve, really, when you think about it. She is a junior, but did not get a chance to play a lot at Washington. And then when she had transferred and played at Texas A&M last year, she got hurt, so she didn't get a whole lot of innings. So this has really kind of been her first year of just being thrown into the fire. Let's go, let's see what you're made of. And probably one of the highest spin rate type pitchers you will see in our game, well above 2,000s. So a lot of fun to watch.
What does that mean for a hitter?
Spin, so that ball is spinning like 2,400 on that rise ball. That means it is kind of one of those balls essentially that looks like it's dancing. It is just spinning so much. And then she has that changeup. So to me, those are really her main pitches that she goes to. But
Lelio reaching for it. It hops into Kennedy Powell's glove, and Lelio is retired.
And at times, pitchers that have heavy velo, so 70, 71, 72, 73, it's tough to get in the 2000s with the spin rate because they're throwing it so darn hard. So by the time they release it that fast, you're not able to at times get the 22, 23, 2400. So always interesting to see how it benefits different pitchers.
Jamie McKay up next, another senior, the transfer from Ole Miss. Getting her first look at Sydney Peters, who, by the way, has a 6-1 record in SEC play. In foul territory, scooped Maya Perez, looking back behind her. Not an easy grab here.
No, this is a really good play by Maya Perez, who drop steps and just goes over her head. Man, that's tough. Great play. Do you expect them to make those plays? For sure, but that's a tough play.
And Carly Shelton with 2 down, nobody on. Shelton coming into this game on a 4-game hit streak, second baseman for South Carolina, and their leader in average at 348. Just out of reach of KK DeMitt, the shortstop. You know, for South Carolina, Ashley Chastain Woodard told us before this game she was going to talk to him about this. Could be their last time playing at home. Enjoy each moment. That was her message. Stay in the moment. And Sydney Peters with a statement there in the first inning. Her and her defense backing her up.
Yeah, Sid P just spinning it up and away, setting the tone right here in the first.
Well, for the Texas A&M Aggies, it's a program that a season ago was the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. This year picked to finish 6th in the SEC and started the season at 17-8. 6 of those 8 losses were to ranked opponents, but they just kept grinding and never quit. And started 6-3 in SEC play, but man, they've exploded to go 8-1. Danielle, what's been the difference for Texas A&M recently?
Well, I think consistency has really been key, but like when I chalk up last weekend against Mississippi State, to me what sums it up is when they went down 6-0 on game 3.
In the first inning?
In the first inning, and almost like it didn't matter. And Coach Tricia Ford goes out, you know, she pulls Grace Sparks, puts Taylor Pennell in, and it was just that confidence that she felt from her team in that moment of like, hey, like, we're good. That to me is that dangerous mentality of there's no fear regardless of the score and the fight. And I think that like that's really been that separator. Listen, who can handle the SEC gauntlet the best mentally, because you're going to take your lumps, right? Every weekend just brings a unique challenge in itself.
Ariel Kowalewski, foul ball. Well, Jeff Harger handles the offense for Texas A&M, and he's brought this mentality, like you said, we fight. And Trisha Ford was telling us last night on our call that the fall was actually really rough for their offense, and they weren't sure how that was going to look. But the fight, that surprised Trisha Ford. She told us that they're always in it, she feels like.
There is a part of me that thinks that they push their athletes so physically hard at practice that I think they may overthink like that they're not going to be ready. If you know what I mean? Like, oh,
practice
I don't know.
is harder than games?
It's so hard and they're not maybe performing, and I think those are the moments where you really start to see what you're made of. I mean, I preach that all the time. Like, how hard are you willing to work, and how hard are you being pushed, and are you willing to accept the heat from the coaches in moments that put you on your toes? And that's one thing I've always loved about Coach Trisha Ford. She will push those pitchers. She will have conversations with parents before pitchers come in. She's tough.
Well, Jory Hurd has now had back-to-back strikeouts going back to the first inning as she struck out Kowalewski, and now getting to Kelsey Mathis, the center fielder, who's hitting .400 over her last 9 games. You saw right there on that pitch, Lexi Winters behind the dish, talking to the home plate umpire. Where'd we miss?
She's so good behind the plate. I know I said this a couple weeks ago when they played Florida, but it's just the connection she will have with her pitcher and that relationship in the sense of, like, I always have your back. I'm trying to work pitches for you. I'm holding you accountable. But with a smaller strike zone these days, that's important behind the plate, because I want to know that my catcher is working for me. Even though this is a pitch that may not be getting called right now, this is a pitch that I tend to want to go to. So that conversation of, hey, I'm going to get you this pitch. I'm going to work with the blue behind the plate. Keep throwing it. I got you. Like right there, that to me is that pitch that a couple pitches ago she didn't get. She works it back. Winters does a great job setting up where she needs to.
Lexi Winters, who grew up a South Carolina fan, and now it's her senior day here at South Carolina. Full count to Mathis. Kelsey Mathis drills this one. Bounces off the top of the fence and sliding into second. So Texas A&M's got its first hit.
A really good job by Mathis working it to a deep count. She just opens up a little bit to be able to get to this inside pitch. Not a bad spot by Jory Hurd. It's not. That's a solid piece of hitting that she's able to get to. Clears her hips. Left center. Thought for a second maybe it was going to have a chance, but this is a pitcher's park all day.
Yeah, second fewest home runs per game allowed in the SEC in this park. As Kelsey Mathis gets the double, her 5th of the season, and brings us to KK DeMitt, the shortstop, who's had a hit in 10 of her last 12 games. Was a freshman All-American last season. Ooh, hard hit ball, hopping back to Hurd. Slides over Mathis to third.
This is a nice job. This is a hot shot back. She's able to glove up. Feels more comfortable in that situation going over to first base.
But now, this is a dangerous hitter right now for Texas A&M. Paisley Allen, who's on a 3-game hit streak, hitting .714 during that time. First pitch, she will send to shallow right. Jamie McKay on the hustle. And Texas A&M leaves a runner on third. No score in Game 1 of the weekend series. Well, ESPN is your home for the Women's College World Series, and coverage begins May 28th on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. Mayhem is just a week away. I mean, 2 more weekends
Yeah.
before
selection
conference
show.
tournament starts and the selection show. This
Wow.
Texas A&M team a chance to still win the SEC. They're a game behind Alabama and Oklahoma. We were just noting that first inning from Sydney Peters. She threw 9 pitches, Danielle, and 8 of them were for strikes.
Yeah, efficient at its finest. So good, spins it so well. I think too, it's like the importance, especially that first inning. I say this kindly, but it can be hard at times to figure out what you can establish for the strike zone. At times they've been a little bit smaller, so it's what am I able to get? Is it a little bit up? Is it a little bit out? And what pitch is that going to be? And once you can kind of get that and that understanding, it's like I can pepper that side of the plate. She's money, really working good strikes.
Ariana Rode, the first baseman, leading off here. Peters struck out the last batter that she faced in the first inning, which was Carly Shelton. It was 3 up, 3 down. Ariana Rode, the first Gold Glove winner at South Carolina, did that last year at first base. Also set South Carolina records with 49 walks and 17 home runs last year. Lifts it high in the sky in foul territory, chases on, but it's in the bullpen.
And I think something that stands out to me about Rode is like, sometimes it's really hard to replicate the seasons that you have had previous, right? When it's just, man, these numbers are jumping off the charts. Like, are you going to do that again? To me, she's incredible because she doesn't ever take that out on defense. She's a Gold Glove winner. She takes pride in her defensive piece. And being that senior, obviously that's huge, but I think she's one of the rocks on defense for her pitchers. They look to her, so I think sometimes knowing if maybe I'm struggling a little bit offensively, I will never take that. I got your back on defense. Let's go.
There's her 16 in the outfield. They got all the seniors' numbers out there. Well, Danielle, you were a 2-time National Player of the Year. What was it like the season after you won the first one? What was that pressure like?
Well, the pressure is immense, especially after you win a championship, because it's no matter what, everyone's coming at you with their best all the time. And that's a player like Rode. Every opportunity that someone gets to face her, they're throwing their best.
Back-to-back Ks now for Sydney Peters as she sits down Ariana Rode.
Well, this is like uncharacteristic for someone like Rode, and I think that this is a pitch at times that pitchers have not been able to get. Do I want it? Heck yes. I will sit there all day and say that, but I know over the trend of the weeks, we haven't seen the up be called, so it's a little uncharacteristic for someone like Ariana Rode to keep a bat on her shoulder, especially when she has 2 strikes like that.
Center fielder Tori Ensley. Ensley pops it to shallow left. And Ensley's aboard. I mean, the last 7 games, she's hitting .360. Coming off a career-high 4 for 5 performance in the crazy midweek against North Carolina.
The football game, the midweek?
Yeah, the classic 16 to 14
Yeah.
softball game.
Yep.
That was the final in 8 innings. Just another day.
Yeah, had that big home run, top 8, when they were tied 14 all. Ensley's been incredible since she's transferred in. I know Coach had mentioned she was here watching Super Regionals last year after NC State was out. That was a player that they had their eye on. Huge. We need her in our program.
Was a 2-year starter at NC State as Kai Byers, the DP, swings through that pitch.
Always smiling, always cheering on her teammates. I know Jamie McKay had mentioned on the Softball America podcast just how much she brings to her teammates. Always smiling, always lifting them up. And you need that. I mean that. Like, the SEC is every weekend. is tough. You're never going in like, oh, this one's going to be easy. We got it. Like it is, everyone's fighting their own battle a little bit when you are in this grind, especially with the last 2 weeks.
Kaluski's going to go out and talk to Sydney Peters now. It's a 3-ball, 1-strike count to Kai Byers. Byers, her last 3 games, 556. She's 5 for 9. She started the last 5 games in the DP spot, has kind of earned that, really went to work hard. And they needed somebody to reach up and grab that DP spot. She's done it. And she'll take a free pass, the first one issued by Peters. Well, our NFL draft coverage continues tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ESPN, ABC, and the NFL Network with rounds 4 through 7. It's also available on ESPN Deportes, Disney+, Hulu, and the ESPN app, or you can listen to it on ESPN Radio. Seeing Fernando Mendoza at home, and his mom and his family there.
I know you and I were back to back in our hotel rooms, both watching the same thing. I had tears in my eyes. The feel-good stuff. I
get you, man.
I loved watching them with Indiana this year, and just his mom, and he won the Heisman, and his speech. Like, that's
good stuff.
It's great stuff.
Sports is great.
Yeah,
are great. Natalie Heath. Blast it! Her first home run of the season.
Wow. Goosebumps. I love this for her. And she really, Courtney, just cracked the lineup a couple weeks ago against Tennessee. They had put her in, and she has just continued to get better and better. And what a moment. Senior night, stepping up. Couple ducks on the pond in a pitcher's park. 3-run shot. Sports are great.
Sports are great. And somebody, too, that her teammates had said once they made the change, her teammates were so supportive of her.
Yep.
They had her back. They were ready to back her up and be there for her. You love to see that. Lexi Winters rolling this past DeMitt. And it's back-to-back hits.
And a lot's happened since the backwards K to Rhodey to start out the second inning. Ensley to Byers' walk, to the home run, to the winner's hit. I mean, we got some action in the pen. Taylor panel. Coach Tricia Ford is going to come out and call time.
Yeah, Texas A&M retired the first 4 batters, but the last 4 have reached.
And I think, too, like, understanding after the first inning, you're throwing 9 pitches, 8 of those 9 are strikes. Me as a hitter going into that second inning, I have to know that. I want to swing early in the count. When you swing at hitters' pitches, you got a lot more opportunity to do some damage than when you get 0-2, 1-2, where they make it a little bit trickier on you. And at times, you don't see a lot of hitters that tend to swing first pitch, but man, when a pitcher throws 8 out of 9 first pitch strikes in the first inning, I'm taking a different approach into that second inning.
Sydney Peters still working in the circle as Shea Anderson, the shortstop, steps up. Last 4 have reached for South Carolina. Look, the Gamecocks coming off their first SEC series win of the season at Missouri, and 7 of the 9 runs that they scored in that series came via the home run. They had 5 home runs in that series, which was 1 more than the 3 previous SEC series combined that they had. And now we've seen a home run here tonight from Natalie Heath, a 3-run shot on her senior day.
And I think if you're Texas A&M, I mean, there's no panic, right? Like last weekend, I know I made the comment about it, but they went down 6-0 in the first inning to Mississippi State. Like, it's a team that knows the grind and the fight that they have. And at times, it's that mentality of, like, sometimes our pitchers are going to give up some stuff. Very rarely do you see 0-0 ball games anymore in college softball, with how much access hitters have to a pitcher scout and spin rate and standing in the box and seeing those pitches, what almost feels live to them, tends to feel more of an advantage to the hitter these days. But Sydney Peters,
it's a big comeback to get that strikeout.
Especially after coach comes out. You know, Trisha Ford is hard on these pitchers. It's her job. She is that pitching coach. She holds them to that higher standard. So I love the answer back.
On top of the order now, Quincy Lilio.
And maybe that was the conversation, right? That first inning, fine, she did really well. Second, you're seeing them make a lot of adjustments. Let's throw some more off speed. She hasn't thrown a ton of off speed. It's a pitch that she has in her arsenal, but first inning she didn't need it. They found a way to obviously make some adjustments here in the second. So that might have been a point of emphasis too, of like, hey, let's start mixing in your changeup a little bit more. Get ahead so we can go to it.
And something too that, I mean, Trisha Ford said after the Mississippi State series, they really hadn't gone to that off speed a lot. It's kind of been in Sydney Peters' back pocket, and they brought it out a little bit more against Mississippi State.
And knowing that too, I think sometimes first time through the lineup, it makes sense at times for pitchers to hold a pitch back, right? Like if I don't need to show you it, I'm not going to until I have to.
This one hops into Maya Perez's glove, and that is out number 3. But how about Natalie Heath? Pretty good senior day so far.
Oh, Natalie Heath with the 3-run shot. But this happens to be her first of the year. You love to see it.
Well, South Carolina takes a 3-run lead thanks to a 3-run home run from Natalie Heath. Here we go to the top of the 3rd inning now. Texas A&M grabbing the bats. For Texas A&M, they're seeking a 10th straight victory. For this South Carolina team, it would be a second top 10 win this season, but also an important one is the South Carolina group trying to make sure that their resume is good for the NCAA tournament. Remember, you've got to be 500 or better, and right now, they're 27-21 with 2 SEC series left, plus a midweek against South Carolina State. And the SEC tournament, of course.
And obviously this weekend is tough, going up against Texas A&M. And then next weekend, like I said, no weekend ever is like, oh, you could really take a breath. I mean, they're going to the Rhodes House next weekend, which
Alabama.
It's not fun to play there. I love calling a game there, but man, going and being the opposing team, that is getting you postseason ready.
It's 9-1-2 due up as Frankie Vroschel will take the base. A hit by a pitch.
And I'm wondering,
Oh, they're going to review this. I don't think it hit her.
South Carolina is challenging the hit by pitch at home plate. This play is under further review.
and I'm just wondering, I mean, do you see any change in the trajectory of the ball from when it just kind of hits the elbow guard? And if it does, remember, I said this in the first inning, has to be enough to overturn it. I don't
think it hit her.
I also sometimes look at where the elbow hangs. Is the elbow hanging too far over the plate?
I also felt like she hesitated too, so her
No.
reaction didn't make me think that she was.
But listen, I mean, she's like Terminator with that thing. It can hit that, and it doesn't hurt necessarily. Back in the day, they didn't really wear those things.
Now
So
everybody's got them.
the elbow
I'm
wasn't
wearing one right
hanging.
now.
Yeah, the elbow was getting out of the way when there was some velo coming in hot.
The call on the field has been changed to no hit by pitch. We will have 1 ball, 1 strike.
I mean, that's money by Coach Chastain Woodard.
Yeah.
That's 2 challenges.
She's won both of them.
She's won both of them.
Gets to keep them. Birmingham's been busy in the first 3 innings of this game.
And I like it. Like, that to me would give me confidence if I'm Jory Hurd, right? Like, let's go. Coach is fighting for me. We
Jory's
love to
looked
see it.
confident
She
today.
has.
She's got 2 strikeouts. Her defense backing her up.
And I love that she goes right back in, right? Like, we know her comfort level against those left-handed hitters. She loves to be able to own that inner half with her curveball, with her drop ball.
And now she's got a 2-2. Jamie McKay on the move. You know, for this South Carolina team, they came into the season knowing they were going to have a pitching staff mentality, but Jory Hurd has kind of been that cornerstone that they have made a lot of decisions around. And in April, they've gone to her even more. She's pitched 66% of the innings in April for South Carolina. But Chastain Woodard has really challenged the rest of the pitching staff because they can't just rely on Jory Hurd.
No, that's a great point. And I think challenge accepted, and knowing that, right? Like, you definitely see a trend with a lot of teams where there's one pitcher that tends to have a little bit more innings than others, and they will get the ball probably in the biggest games or when the game feels like it's on the line. But you need help. You need those bridge the gap pitchers. You need a pitcher that can get through the lineup once or twice, that can start a game and set the tone, so it doesn't always feel like that has had to be Jory Hurd. And listen, we've been a part of games where she's come in late in a game and Neely Lamb has, you know, or Heath has been able to start and really get through 4 innings and then pass the torch. And I think that's when she's at her best. High leverage innings for Jory Hurd. When she gets to come in at times in the 5th, the 6th inning, man, she is nails and she's tough to face.
What do you think that visit was about?
Potentially short game.
It's the top of the order with Kennedy Powell, who had a 9-pitch at bat and then was thrown out at 3rd.
And I know that's something that they have really worked on as a staff. And
Short game.
Short game, and with Heath, who has been kind of that everyday third baseman, and no need for short game there.
Going gap here for Kennedy Powell. She gets 2.
So good. You see the defense, right? This to me is such a like, yeah, see you later. Defense, you want to play in on me. I'm absolutely just going to swing it. And she just goes with this pitch, opposite field. Such a pretty swing. Left center gap, gets to second base, and just swaggy.
It's 2 doubles today. They gave her a double in the first inning, but then she was thrown out trying to advance to third. And Hurd going inside on Talon Edwards, who walked her first time up. Talon Edwards, 3 seasons at Oklahoma State. Actually graduated high school an entire year early to come join the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. Was the first Gold Glove winner at OSU at third base. And made a couple of Women's College World Series appearances there. In fact, her and now her still current teammate, Michaela Work, were both at Oklahoma State together.
When I think the selflessness coming in of like, okay, where do you need me to play? I'm a Gold Glove over there at third. The mentality wasn't like, no, I'm going to play third. It's like, Coach Trisha Ford, I want to be in the lineup. And moves on over to second base, and it's kind of been that day to day. It's not easy to go from one to your primary to then having to switch. Second base is a different challenge in itself with how everything goes down. But athletes, I feel like that's really kind of been the biggest trend that I've seen in our game over the last couple of years. You're just seeing very athletic women that are adaptable, can play multiple positions. I'm going to take the pitching out of the equation. You're probably not going to get, you know, a pitcher that's playing second and outfield and all the things, but I love to see that she's been able to come in and just work it at second.
Brody is there, 2 away. If you had to choose third base or second base to play?
Second. Hot corner. It's a little too hot for me over there with the power of these hitters.
I might do it, but I'd wear a mask.
Oh, wow. You're going to be playing at the grass.
I'm ready.
Courtney Lyle.
I'm ready.
Sportney Kyle.
Nobody wants
Lyle
to see that.
be...
But I would be ready with a mask on.
Yeah. I think you'd need a catcher's fit for you playing over there.
Thanks, friend.
I'm careful here. Maya Perez, you saw her roll over to Rhodey, and it ended up being a fielder's choice because they went over to second base. But, man, with the base open, I am very careful.
Right to Carly Shelton. She was ready. And South Carolina still with a 3-run lead.
This SEC tournament is officially underway.
Crushes one. Just smash this. Throw the bat. And the drama continues.
Ooh, I can't wait. SEC tournament. It's hosted by Kentucky in Lexington. Hoping we get to play the championship game this year. Last year there was weather, so it was co-champs, Texas A&M and Oklahoma. And the Aggies just a game back from Alabama and Oklahoma with 2 weekends to go in the SEC.
Oklahoma and Texas A&M squaring off next weekend.
Spicy.
Yeah.
I think that's a big deal.
I
Think
think
so?
it's a big deal.
I think it's a huge deal.
I know Coach Tricia Ford did call herself spicy. So
It's a spicy matchup. Jamie McKay leading off for South Carolina, who got a 3-run home run from Natalie Heath, her first home run of the season in the second inning. That's the difference in this ball game. Sydney Peters still working in the circle for Texas A&M. Jamie McKay is such a great story. Was really challenged. I mean, they had a tough conversation with her about putting in the work, about giving this team everything, and man, she responded. Rolls it to KK DeMint. But she's been a difference maker for them recently.
she has, and she's kind of been that one of those captains, in my opinion, that really is like grown into that leadership, so comfortable with who she is. Yeah, very hard conversation with coach. Most people crumble when they're told, like, I don't think you're doing a good job. We're putting you out there to give someone else some rest at times. She really did go to work. But the leadership piece has been huge. She's used her voice a lot more, coach said. She's really comfortable with who she is and what she brings to the table. And I think at times it takes some pressure off players like Carly Shelton, because when I think of a player like Shelton, she is that like bulldog mentality. She's fiery.
Kelsey Mathis under that hit from Shelton. Well, here's our next ESPN2 NWSL match. Angel City hosts Portland at BMO Stadium in LA. Coverage begins Sunday at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Also available on ESPN Deportes and the ESPN app. Ariana Rhodey here against Peters. Peters struck her out in the second inning. This is a player who started her career at Charlotte and then came with Ashley Chastain Woodard after 2 seasons there to come to South Carolina. And your classic 3-time ice hockey state champ.
The Canadian in me is jumping for joy. And I think, too, someone that, like, you love to see the move from Charlotte to the SEC and the power numbers that she's able to put up, right? Like, there is just that level of, like, yeah, let's go. And she has really been just such a bright spot, I mean, for this team. Yeah, she is that leader. She's continuing to trend upward in this 2026 season. Ooh. Rise ball, she just gets under it, and yeah,
It's Ronald Burkhart behind the dish.
Oof. Hope he's okay. I think it's worth an applause.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's good.
yeah. It's scary with
Golly.
the foul balls. Yeah. And sometimes you feel like they're not protected enough back there.
A 2-2 to Rhodey.
That's a good pitch. The pitch prior had some good velo on it, and she just turns it down a little. 59 miles an hour. We've seen her definitely make adjustments as the game has gone on to throw a little bit more off speed, mixing that in. That's a good pitch. Do I think that it's maybe a little bit out? I do. Would I want that if I'm pitching? For sure, but I think it's a little bit out, no doubt about it. But Ariana Rhodey trying to fire up the squad.
I feel like that's a different reaction from her. You know, a couple weekends ago, we were here for Florida. Maybe South Carolina not celebrating the little things like they should, but fire me up moment if you get that call and you're Ariana Rode.
That was in that no-hitter. There was multiple
Yeah.
times where Keegan Rothrock would have the leadoff walk, and I would say, man, I want to see
4
him.
times.
Yeah, I want to see him like fired up like that kind of spiciness of Ariana Rode.
Tori Inslee now with an opportunity to get something going here with 2 down. And Rode at first.
Good job. 60 miles an hour there. Goes with the changeup at a 2-0 count. You could just tell with Inslee's swing, like that's not something that she is by any means sitting on. It looks similar to the pitch that didn't get called.
Yeah.
And that's when it can be sometimes a little harder for pitchers, right? Just what can I get? What can I not get? Stop looking at me. Courtney.
Okay.
Courtney knows my little mannerisms with
You're going to not look at you for the rest of this game? Back-to-back full counts here. Tori Inslee at the dish.
I like that pitch for sure, because I was thinking, I wanted to actually say it, but I ended up just saying it in my head. Thought I said it out loud. I want her to go change here 3-2 because of the swing that Inslee had put on the pitch, maybe 3 prior, but she just ends up bouncing it. But I like the thought process behind it. This is what it's all about. It's that high-level thinking of the game. Did she execute the pitch? No. But is that something moving forward, like that she would need to be able to do? Yes. So I like that pitch call. She just missed.
But now the situation is that you've walked the last 2 batters. It brings you to Kai Byers, who's hitting .556 her last 3 games, and walked in her first at bat in the 2nd inning. Kai Byers out to center. And so South Carolina is going to leave 2 on, and South Carolina up 3-0. We'll talk to Texas A&M head coach Trisha Ford when we come back.
One original.
Welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. Game 1 of the series between Texas A&M and South Carolina. Gamecocks up 3. We're joined now by Texas A&M head coach Trisha Ford. And coach, adjustments you guys want to see against Jory Hurd from your bats right now?
Yeah, I think we're swinging at balls, to be honest with you. I think we need to tidy up our strike zone. You know, we've had people on. We just haven't been able to string them together. So I think, you know, making sure that we're swinging at strikes.
Coach, I know Sid P gave up a 3-run shot, but to me, it's been that second inning, the adjustment and bringing in the changeup. I like the 3-2 changeup call. Are those conversations you're having with her to continue to work in that pitch?
Yeah, you know, I think her ball isn't, she's just having one of those days, and so she has so much to mix in. So I think that's really, you know, what else can we throw in order for us to, you know, keep her out there and keep working.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Gig'em.
Well, it's definitely nice to have options and to know that, right? Because pitchers, if you don't know how to win on a C+ day where maybe a pitch isn't spinning or moving the way that you want it, like you have to be able to know that I can go to something else. It doesn't mean that, you know, it's I have to have my A game or bust. How do you grind through it? And I like that, bringing in that pitch a little bit more as the game has gone on.
Well, Michaela Work will be the one to lead off here against Jory Hurd. And you heard Trisha Ford say, we're swinging at balls right now. Got to adjust. Hard hit ball back to Jory Hurd. Well, Danielle, history was just made.
The first one that
Oklahoma. Who better than Kendall Wells to send this one yard? And Oklahoma now has a new single-season home run record in NCAA history.
And she is the freshman home run record.
Yeah, Kendall Wells all to herself now at 35. A single-season record for Oklahoma.
Killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
With one swing.
One swing. That's right. No pun. I mean, wow. Kendall Wells has just been a real treat to watch this year. The freshman to be able to come in and do that is insane. And the way that that team swings it, I mean, we know this about Oklahoma, but to break your own record from back in 2021, incredible. This team is a real deal.
There's so much softball left.
I know.
And they just broke it tonight, and there's still so many games left.
I mean, they're challenging themselves. The 2027 season.
Yeah. That's incredible. That whole, we're going to have that whole series for you on our ESPN family of networks. It's on the ESPN app right now. Great opportunity to pull it up on your second screen. Matt Schumacher and Amanda Scarborough on the call. Ariel Kalewski here with 3 balls and a strike from Jory Hurd. It is pretty cool, those Wells that hit it, right?
It makes sense. And I know there are times, a lot of questions, like when Alo got the home run record, it's like, well, why are you pitching to her? And
yes,
I think with the 1 through 9 and the pop and power that an Oklahoma has, sure, you can put Kendall Wells on if you wanted to, but you then have to go and go up against someone else that has 18, 19, 20 home runs. So yeah, do you want to be the pitcher that releases the pitch and she sets all of her records? No, but it is a part of the game. And yeah, I'm scared of Kendall Wells, but I'm also scared of a lot of others in the lineup. It's not just her.
Yeah. Does something with the full count. Got jammed up there too and just dropped it into shallow right field. Ariel Kalewski on.
Yeah, nice job by Kalewski. This is a really good pitch by Jory Hurd. She's so good, quick to be able to just get her knob to it, barrel it up, find some green. That's really kind of been the difference that I've seen from Jory Hurd. She's been money with her spots in and out, and she is attacking the inner half to the hitters well. I think she's been able to find the strike zone early and be able to get ahead of hitters, but more importantly, she's been able to get them to swing at pitches that maybe aren't the ones in necessarily their wheelhouse. That's when you know you're cruising as a pitcher.
Kelsey Mathis at the plate. She had a double in her last AB in the second.
And when I think about Jory Hurd, I think about that UNC game. They were driving home on the bus. She had a good chat with Coach Chastain Wood, and she was frustrated with her performance and the pressure at times that she felt, and the most earned runs she'd given up all year. Listen, those types of games and emotions and feelings put you in positions like tonight to go out and be different. You have to go through the heart of the game and understand that I can be better and I can learn. Do I want to feel that in a regional or a super? I do not. Do I want to go through that potentially in a midweek game and learn to kind of iron out those feelings and how I can get better? And a really good conversation with Coach Chastain Woodard of the grind.
Shea Anderson got there. And still no runs for Texas A&M. How about this defense for the Gamecocks?
Absolute laser to Shea Anderson. Gets him out of the jam. Gamecocks up 3-0.
Welcome back to the SEC on ESPN here in Columbia in South Carolina. On top of Texas A&M, game one of the series, and we're joined now by South Carolina head coach Ashley Chastain Woodard. And Coach, you told us you're playing your best right now. Why is that, and what does that look like?
Well, I mean, Jory Hurd has been like putting the team on her back the last couple of weeks. I mean, she had 3 complete game wins for us last week. She looks so good in the circle, and she looks great right now. So she's given us a ton of confidence. We believe in her so wholeheartedly, and we know that we can win anytime she's out there. So that's where it's starting. And then honestly, offensively, I think we're doing a lot of really good things. We've rooted ourselves back in our swing decisions and just seeing the ball a lot better than we were earlier in the season.
Coach, I have to ask about Heath. I mean, that's a special moment, right? Her first home run of the season is a 3-run shot, and just seeing her around the bases. What have you seen from her kind of entering a couple weeks ago, and the consistency that she's been able to bring defensively and a little bit offensively for you?
Yeah, I mean, she's been here for 5 years and just really trained so hard and just waited her turn. So we're really, really happy for her. And, you know, she has a nickname around here. It's Big Bat Nat. You know, and she can hit a homer at any point. Like, she's got a ton of power, and, you know, she trains like she's a starter constantly, and she has for 5 years. So, you know, that's just an accumulation of a lot of work over many years that she didn't give up on herself.
Big Bat Nat. I love it. Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Let's show you that big bat from Nat. It was in the second inning. Get out of here.
This was so good. This is just feel-good stuff. And you can just imagine, like, the emotions running through your body, hitting that 3-run shot. You're rounding home, and it just, so many things, right? 5 years she has been here, and pretty cool moment for her. And for this team, right? Like, at times it's what you need. You got runners on, someone big can step up and do some damage.
So how are you approaching this if you're Sydney Peters, knowing what Natalie Heath did last time?
I approach it the same way.
Yeah.
I do. To me, there's not a fear factor of like a Maya Perez with Heath. Do I think she got a great swing on something? For sure, but I don't steer away from my game plan. And I think really the biggest thing for Sid is just being able to really like spin that rise ball, spin it for strikes, but then be able to spin it and start to get kind of those unorthodox swings, like out of their comfort zone. And that's when you know you're seeing a pitcher throw well. But she's been able to go side to side. We've seen her throw with that curveball. She's changed speeds. She hasn't had as much success necessarily with that rise ball as what we've seen in the past. But doesn't mean it just can't show up here in the fourth.
Heath gets jammed, and Kennedy Powell crashes in. Brings us to the catcher, Lexi Winters. One of those 8 seniors that was honored pregame, their numbers out in center field on the grass. Just past Talon Edwards. And Lexi Winters is on.
This was a hot shot off the bat, and I thought for a second that Talon Edwards was going to be able to get it. She just doesn't glove it up. I know that's a play. If you were to ask her, should you make it, she would say yes. But a really good hot shot by Lexi Winters. It's going to be a hit. I don't think, if it was a Texas A&M SID, I think that's going to be an error. I do. He's tough on them.
And Nia McKnight is going to come in to pinch run for Lexi Winters, the catcher.
And I only say that because we had a good conversation with both
Yes.
SIDs before the game kicked off. We got a good chuckle out of just hearing little things. It's a tough scorekeeper, he says.
Oh, we got a good scorekeeper next to us, and Jeff Muir. 20 years of the SEC baseball tournament scorekeeper, official scorer.
One of the best. Did you want me to toot Jeff's horn? Because I will
Toot,
gladly.
toot.
I mean,
Toot toot.
the real deal. There he is. There he is. One of the best.
Oh, hey Jeff, you got some camera time too.
The gang's
might
on
have, might have seen him on the 5th set for volleyball. Shea Anderson at the plate now.
There it is. That's that pitch, that rise ball up and in, where you just kind of get that big swing and miss that gives you that little bit of confidence as a pitcher, like, okay, now I'm 0-2 and can go up if I want. I have that change up. I know I have the side movement with that curveball if I need to. But it's that's just a little bit too up and out, right? Like, to me, a non-competitive pitch. Like, bring that down a little bit with that high spin rate that she has that makes her so dangerous. And I think it's a little bit more of a competitive pitch, but I think it's just too up.
And 4th strikeout for Sydney Peters.
This was dirty. And Shea Anderson knows it too. She just completely fooled, but she goes upstairs and then she does again, but to me it's not competitive. And then she throws the change. It's almost not fair. Like, Shea Anderson had no idea that pitch was even coming.
Lulio fouls that off as we're back to the top of the order for the 3rd time. McKnight going. Got her.
Wow.
Kaluski tossing it from behind the plate to get the runner going to second.
Wow, this is picture perfect. Catcher's watch. Kawaluski throw on the money. Edwards the tag. Got him.
Well, coming up next, after we're done here in Columbia, we have some more softball for you. Texas Tech and Arizona State are going to square off in the Big 12. And the two arms that Texas Tech has this year, how big is Caitlin Terry's transfer from UCLA to Texas Tech been?
I think that's the biggest story. I really do. I know Nyjah has just been and is the real deal, but like I think the help of Caitlin Terry has been able to take a little bit of pressure off someone like Nyjah. I really do. She's had a lot on her and some different pressures that the game provides with now NIL and all of those things. So I really think that has been probably one of the best additions, bringing in that lefty and two-way player. I know Madison Shipman, Eric Freed will be on that call down in the desert.
Yep, that's coming up next. We'll get you to Tempe as soon as we're done here in Columbia. Paisley Allen is going to lead off for A&M, who finds themselves down 3-0 thanks to a 3-run home run in the second inning by Natalie Heath. Shea Anderson at short makes the play.
And I don't think I can speak enough to Jory Hurd in the sense of like really not missing, like hitting good crisp corners. And it'll be interesting to see the third time through the lineup, the adjustments that you see Texas A&M make, because they definitely will. But I just think she's been spot on with location.
Rajal pops the first pitch to Rhodey. So now this will be the third time through the order as we go back to the top. Kennedy Powell, who's got a couple of doubles tonight. Kennedy Powell, who's a senior, but her future, she wants to go to nursing school, wants to be a travel nurse. Her mom, Monisha, has been a nurse her whole life, wants to be just like her. I also love Trisha Ford told us that if she had to face Kennedy Powell as a pitcher, she would be really annoyed. She'd have to go against her.
Well, she fought off how many pitches in the first?
9.
9 pitches to lead off the game and made it tough.
I love calls with Trisha Ford.
I kind of
I mean, you never know what you're
fired
going to
up.
get. Yeah.
You know? I
Straight
feel,
truth, that's what you're going to get.
well, and it's funny because my daughter did a tournament down in College Station a month and a half ago, and she goes, I want to go to Texas A&M. I love it. You know, my heart's like, oh man, it's so far from mom, if that were to even happen. But I think of someone like Trisha Ford, and I'm like, damn, that's who, like, I think it'd be cool for someone with that passion about pitching and accountability. Like, those are the ones where you're like, yep, would love to send my kid there because I know you are a straight shooter.
Oh. Good thing there's a net over there at the South Carolina dugout.
But I remember getting to see Davis Diamond, and that was kind of before all the real, like, Oklahoma had their stadium, and all, you know, teams were really starting to pour into that. Like, when I set foot there and they gave me a tour, it was a thing of beauty.
Straight up in the air, Lexi Winters wants it. She'll grab it for out number 3. It's a 9-pitch inning for Jory Hurd.
Exclusively on ESPN, 40-plus NCAA championships. Confetti rains. Nets are cut. Joy erupts. Hardware is hoisted. History happens here on ESPN, home of NCAA championships.
Hey, before you know it, Danielle's favorite day of the year, Selection Sunday, will be here.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
gets more nervous. I'm serious.
I
The
do get
teams
nervous.
included. Sunday, May 10th, 7 Eastern on ESPN2.
I don't think you can ever take out, once you've played college softball, and what it feels like as an athlete to sit and wait for your name to go up and where you're going and start putting all the puzzle pieces that you're not supposed to do because your coach tells you not to, but you're like, damn, all right, if we go there, we would play them, but if we win, and you're like, nope, one game at a time.
Well, hey,
What?
that's so true. I mean, look at these two programs and their NCAA tournament runs last year. Texas
Yes.
A&M was the #1 seed in the tournament for the first time and didn't make it out of regionals. South Carolina hosted their very first super regional and was a pitch away from the World Series, ended up losing to UCLA. So, I mean, both of these teams, they've got that itch to get back there and shake that off, get that off their back and move forward.
Yeah, both very different postseason experiences for sure. I vividly remember both.
Powell has to hop up to make that play and does. Well, let's look ahead to Monday night. Featured softball matchup on the SEC Network and the ESPN app will have the series finale between these two rivals, Alabama and Tennessee. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Game 2 of the series, by the way, is going to air Sunday at 4 on ESPN2. I'm excited for that
Me
series.
too. Me too. I've had that circled for a while. I think it's a really good opportunity for Tennessee. I do. They had that bye weekend this last weekend, and I think no better team than getting to play Alabama before a conference tournament and seeing what you're made of. But going back to the postseason stuff, I vividly remember you and I sitting up here, one pitch away, and it's just Jordan Woolry, who leads the nation in ribbies, if you're wondering. 3rd in home runs.
She's kind of good.
100 RBIs.
Shouldn't it right over there.
She was 0 in that super, and that's why I think they were pitching to her, and I was nudging you like, sooner or later, hitters aren't cold.
It was sooner.
It was
Not
sooner.
boomer sooner.
No. And then I was at the airport with my feet up, and I had tears in my eyes after they lost, and I didn't know who it was for. It was just
you're talking about
sport.
Texas A&M?
Texas A&M.
Jamie McKay, Paisley Allen charging in. Made it look good too.
Let's go, all smiles. Jamie McKay gets jammed up on that rise ball in the inner half. Paisley Allen laying out there. Love to see it. Looking smooth.
No. Just like that, 2 away for Carly Shelton now.
But it is, to me, the postseason is so great because it's new, right? It is a new season. You're almost out of, for the most part, you're out of that conference grind, which just kind of wears on you. Fresh opponents, new look, playing, there's 4 different teams. You're not playing until that super regional time, the same team. 3 games in a row of what an SEC or, Big Ten, ACC weekend really brings you. Big 12. It's almost refreshing. New season, doesn't matter what you've done. It only matters where you go and how you continue to get better. And I also love that piece. It's just eyewash in the back, in the rear view. You could be the #1 seed, and it doesn't matter that you were the #1 seed. You have to prove it. And that is the great thing about sport, because on any given day, anyone can be beat. But I love that this tournament is you got to get beat twice. I think that really proves who the big dogs are. I love that I get to call the postseason with you. I mean, what a real
Same.
treat.
What a treat, Danielle Laurie.
Whether it's a fun little Starbucks drink or a good giggle hitting the cough button, we have some fun.
Locking the keys in the car.
Yeah, just
That was me.
She was scared to tell me just the little things.
Yeah, you know. Ball and 2 strikes to Shelton. Sydney Peters got her to swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts for Peters.
Maybe this is what Texas A&M needs. Sydney Peters, real quick inning, a Bayou strikeout, trying to fire up the offense to get something going.
Home Run Derby X is retired MLB players with either like high school or collegiate athletes. It was just really just to show women can do it and women can hit baseballs too. I'm a Dodgers fan, so it was super fun. Getting to play with Adrian Gonzalez is honestly a flex of mine that I'll always show off.
Now, how cool was Maya Perez's summer? She got to do the MLB Home Run Derby X, and like you said, with former Dodger All-Star Adrian Gonzalez, it was her and Grady Emerson, who's projected to be the #1 pick in the MLB draft coming up. They won that Home Run Derby. And I just loved, I was reading some articles today, what Gonzalez had to say about Maya Perez's swing, who was on deck. I mean, he was eating it up. He loved her swing.
Yeah. True power hitter, but just so good at, like, I love her ability to be able to go with pitches. She's so strong on the outside part of the plate and just such a sweet swing. She's confident. She's continued to just get better and evolve with knowing that from her freshman year to that big home run in that Texas Super Regional. I mean, that was iconic for her to tie that ball game up, to extend it another game, to then last year and putting in more work to get better and better, to
Strikeout number 4 by Jory Hurd as she sits down Talon Edwards. And now Maya Perez at the plate. And Maya Perez trying to extend a reach base streak of 49 games. She's seen today, she's been up 2 at-bats, just seen 3 pitches.
So when I look at this, the outside is where she's hot, right? And the last 2 previous at-bats that Jory Hurd has got her out, she's got her with the in. So where you tend to see that blue, she's jammed her up on back-to-back at-bats. Now, as a pitcher, I'd probably think she's going to make an adjustment on me. I'm going to start you away, potentially, and if I go in, I am going to go way in with a little bit of that down wiggle. I don't want anything that's going to go up in her wheelhouse, but, man, I've respected the challenge that Jory Hurd has put on her to hit the heavy velo on the inner half, not giving her much, and getting in her dome a little bit. Like, when you can go in on a hitter, you instill fear. But when you can go in on a hitter that tends to instill fear on a pitcher, that's next level to me for that pitcher mentality.
17th home run. She's now had 3 home runs in her last 4 games.
It's funny, before this pitch was shown, it almost looked like she was a little bit more open with her hips, just slightly. Not cheating, but understanding with that front foot, just to be able to clear to get to the end. But this is up, this is more in her wheelhouse. It wasn't like the swing and miss pitch that was down. I think if you're Jory Hurd, you tip your cap. Hey, solo shot, I don't care. And Maya Perez, the adjustment to be able to make when she's consistently getting pitched in, kind of feels like she knew that was coming.
Wow.
Yeah, money.
Michaela Work taking the first pitch. Anderson at short. It was so cool to hear Maya Perez talk about after hitting that grand slam last weekend in the Mississippi State Series. You know, she said the first pitch, she's like, dang, I saw that first pitch come in. She goes, I probably really should have swung at that one. Didn't let herself get down. No problem. Grand slam.
Short-term memory, I think that sometimes is the hardest thing for hitters. It's a tough game on both ways. I think it's a little harder for pitchers these days than it ever has been, with just so many opportunities for hitters to see what your pitch looks like before they even face you. And at times you're seeing pitchers almost intentionally kind of pitch around someone like Maya Perez. And she still continues to thrive. Average, homers, ribbies, like, man, she's good.
She got a new career high this season with home runs thanks to that bash. Somebody who went from a pinch hitter to a starter. Gawlewski hits in the glove of Anderson. But Texas A&M has gotten on the board here in the 6th.
Well, it's about time that we see a Maya Perez bomb. Opens up her hips just a smidge, almost like she knew it was coming. Solo shot.
Texas A&M just scored its first run of the game, a solo home run from Maya Perez. She's now got a new career high, but Texas A&M trailing South Carolina here in game 1 of the series 3-1. Aggies seeking a 10th straight win if they could come back here tonight. Meanwhile, for South Carolina, they're looking for a second top 10 victory this season.
Sydney Peters in the circle the last couple innings has been money. Has thrown 22 pitches, 17 of those strikes, only 4 balls. Has had that rise ball really in her back pocket that has been able to come alive a little bit later on in this game. And like I had mentioned earlier when Coach Trisha Ford said, you know, kind of struggling with that. It's like, can I continue to keep going with a B game or B+ game? Can I still continue to work through and have good pitches?
Ariana Rohde's going to lead off, who struck out and walked tonight. Kaluski's going to go out to the circle to talk to her pitcher.
And I like it. That's important. 3-0. I mean, to understanding the importance of keeping this game where it's at. She's been throwing super well. Just a quick check-in. Let's go. Need ya.
Already high up in the air, just out of the dirt, but it's KK DeMitt with the catch. Our NFL draft coverage continues tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on ESPN, ABC, and the NFL Network with rounds 4 through 7. It's also available on ESPN Deportes, Disney+, Hulu, and the ESPN app, or you can listen to it on ESPN Radio. Tori Inslee at the dish. She takes the first pitch, lifting it to left. Paisley Allen readjusting to get there. 2 down. Freebird walk up. Love it. Let's go. Kai Byers. Peters works ahead 0-2 here with 2 down.
It's a good take.
Byers looking for her first hit tonight. Sydney Peters says no. 6 strikeouts tonight for Peters, and A&M's got another chance, their last chance with the bats coming up.
Well, it's 3-1 for South Carolina because Jory Hurd has made it so incredibly tough on these hitters. She has just been painting corners. She's gone down. She's gotten at the curveball. She's owned the in. Hashtag that, because that to me has kind of been the biggest thing that I've loved to see. There has been no fear on owning that inner half to the lefties and really going in on those righties. And 6 innings pitched, has just given up the 5 hits, that 1 earned run to Maya Perez with the 1 walk. Man, efficient. Only 82 pitches too.
Yeah, and her senior night tonight, she'll have 6, 7, and 8 due up for Texas A&M as the Aggies have 3 outs to work with here to try to catch up in game 1 of this 3-game series. As Jory Hurd seeking her 4th complete game in her last 5 starts. Kelsey Mathis leading off. Has a double, but also struck out.
When you're seeing the hitting coach, Coach Harger, who coaches first base, kind of just pointing out to Mathis, like, hit it to right field, because you're kind of seeing those like swings on pitches that tend to be a little bit outside, like out of her comfort zone, right? Like pitches that you're like, yeah, you're not really going to touch that. And I love that he goes over there and always coaching first base. You're always kind of hearing him in the hitter's ear a little bit. And he's tough on those hitters. He makes it hard on them. And you could tell some of them are definitely in their dome tonight against Jory Hurd. Not pulling the trigger on some pitches that are in and around, and then swinging at pitches that maybe are ones that they can't do a whole lot of damage with.
This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat coming to Kelsey Mathis. And she'll see an 8th. Remember, Texas A&M, they've got a saying, we fight. You're seeing it in this leadoff at-bat here in the top of the 7th inning when they've got to score 2 runs to keep going.
I wouldn't mind seeing a little change.
Kelsey Mathis takes it to the wall. Sliding into second, and that's a way to start a rally.
I don't go with this pitch here. I don't go back to it. I just think she fouled off so many pitches, majority of them on the outside part of the plate. You were definitely getting some uncharacteristic swings, but I almost feel like she was on time and she was ready for this. I would have jammed up the hands, gone rise ball, low rise, or that changeup. Just feel like that was a little bit too predictable. I know she's had success with it. I'm not saying I don't think Jory Hurd has been throwing well, but what I am saying is sometimes when hitters foul off 3, 4, 5 pitches, you got to throw something different.
Haley Golden is going to be the pinch runner at second base for Kelsey Mathis, who has her 2nd double tonight. And now the tying run at the plate in KK DeMitt.
And I don't think you can express enough the importance of 7, 8, 9 right now. Not wanting to get to the top of the order if you are Jory Hurd, knowing that Kennedy Powell has had some success. You know Edwards isn't going to stay hitless long, and obviously Maya Perez and what she did her last at bat. So my mentality as a pitcher, whatever, we got one runner on, we're still up 2. Attack mentality to 7, 8, 9 hard.
Texas A&M tonight 0 for 8 with runners on, 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
And I like this. I like it. Man, I just always feel like Lexi Winters just knows when to call time, when to slow it down, when to give her pitcher a breather, when to be in her back pocket. Dirty. That's the pitch that I wanted to see against Mathis. That right there. Sorry if I scared you.
No,
I got excited about
yeah.
that because that's such a good pitch. It's tough to do anything big with that. It's moving down.
That's a 1-2 to DeMitt, who calls for time.
That's a good hold. That's a really good at bat here by KK Dement, making her work. Patient.
2 solid ABs to start the 7th inning for Texas A&M. Mathis got to second on a double.
Huge.
Giant strikeout for Jory Hurd. Her 5th.
Really pretty pitch. This looks like a rise ball on the outside part of the plate with a little bit of, for sure, some upspin, but it just exactly what Jory Hurd needed in that situation. I think getting it out allows for you to have a breather.
And now you've got a pinch hitter who knows how to swing it in Maddie Sowney, who's 6 for 13 with a home run as a pinch hitter. In her last 9 games, hitting .625. And has just been such a great teammate, a great human that has been added to this Texas A&M program. They can't say enough things about her.
The it factor, Trisha Ford says.
Now she's the tying run at the plate. Somebody that Trisha Ford has known forever. She played 10U with Trisha's daughter, Emma.
Being a pinch hitter it's a different role, especially as a freshman, right? Like, how ready are you staying throughout the game for when your name is potentially going to get called? Conversations you're having with previous hitters when they're coming back in, what they're seeing.
Oh, and now 3 balls and a strike to Sowney.
And that, to me, is like what I would call like Bayou velo, right? So it's like Bayou. That gives you confidence as a pitcher. And I'm not saying she needs to necessarily go back with that, but that sneaky like 68 looked like a daddy hack by Sowney. I go back to the outside corner. Good at bat. She worked it. And what that means now, Courtney, is you get to turn it potentially back to the top of the lineup. You have Razzle in that 9 hole with the potential of, unless there's like a double play, but bringing back up Kennedy Powell, who has been electric in that leadoff spot today. Oof.
They're gonna have Larissa Perez pinch hit here. She's 1 for 8 on the season with a couple of RBI.
And a good conversation for Coach Parsons, the pitching coach for South Carolina, to come out and check in as well. Just really getting on the same page. And I think sometimes it's those moments of like remembering who you are and what you've gone through and all those little things of like, you're good, let's go, rock it, trust yourself. I think sometimes there's this sense of slight discomfort a pitcher may feel in a late inning of action going for the other team, and it's like, nope, check back in. I know who I am. I know how well I've been throwing today. I have to believe that. There is no hint of doubt. If I don't have my back, no one else will. I gotta have that before anyone else.
So Larissa Perez is going up to the plate. Paisley Allen has re-entered to run at first base after Maddie Sowney walked. So now the go-ahead run at the plate, the tying run at first. Out towards left on the first pitch. Bases loaded. Top of the order due up.
Okay, Larissa Perez, first pitch swinging. Knows that the trend has been that she's owned that outside part of the plate to the right-handed hitters, and she jumps on it. It's in her wheelhouse, hits it exactly where it's pitched, back to right field. That's money. Fire me up. Woo!
Now Frankie Vragel re-enters to run at first, and now it's Kennedy Powell who's got 2 doubles on the night off of Jory Hurd, and she's had multiple hits in 7 of her last 10 games. Tying run at second.
And defense for sure pulled in. You have all the infield that is aware of going home, trying to potentially get that double play. I know Powell, a ton of speed up the line. That'll be tricky.
To your point, South Carolina has turned 21 double plays this season. Kennedy Powell does have a grand slam this season. It came against Duke. She's 3 for 8 with the bases loaded.
Great pitch. Really good pitch. Almost so good of a pitch that if she doesn't swing, I think might hit her. And I love that. Because that means that like she's still getting that aggressiveness, and these hitters, especially the lefties, know that she tends to come in. See Powell off the plate a little bit. And it's being able to be aware of that. Listen, I know pitches are called from the dugout a lot of the time, but as a pitcher, in moments, understanding where hitters are standing in the box. Did she back off the plate? So if I get that pitch that is called for me to throw to the inner half, what does that pitch look like based on where she's standing? How do I have to make it move? What's the corner that I want to hit with where she's at?
Powell just continuing this fight from Texas A&M. Kelsey Mathis absolutely set the tone to lead off this inning with her AB, got a double. And her fellow Aggies have followed suit, including Kennedy Powell, who's battling off, fighting off pitches here. This will be the 6th pitch she's seen.
I may go change. I may go change in the dirt here. Good. Wasn't a change, was a drop at 68, but see, Lexi Winters, time, new ball. She wants a new ball. Didn't like that. I love that though. It comes down to as pitchers too in moments of like what's comfortable, what do I want? I still wouldn't mind. I don't know why I'm whispering, but wouldn't mind seeing the change.
Let me know. What did you want to see?
I'd love to see it, and I'd like to see the change in. You don't have to necessarily go away, but she threw that drop ball down in the dirt to make it to go to 2-2. Like, I don't think she's sitting change.
To Kennedy Powell. Got underneath it. Carly Shelton wants it. That's out number 2. Now A&M down to its final out. Bases loaded for Talon Edwards.
Big pitch. That was a big pitch. Perfect location.
Tying run at second, go-ahead run at first. And Jory Hurd's going to start working ahead. Texas A&M has not led tonight. South Carolina was the first to score. Back in the second inning, a 3-run home run from Natalie Heath, and then the solo shot came from Maya Perez in the 6th to get the Aggies on the scoreboard.
This is a good call to call timeout here. You could just tell Edwards on that swing, inner dome, give her a second. And I think if you are Jory Hurd, that is a confidence booster, that right there, knowing that you're getting that type of a swing and a miss on that pitch opens up so many more tools if she wants to go to it. She could potentially go back in, she could climb the ladder. She is 0-2. You want to be smart. Ooh-wee.
Hurd gets it done on senior day. She has earned the win in the last 5 games that she's pitched.
Man, she is gritty. She has been a rock, but to me, she's just trending upwards in so many ways. What a pressure cooker, right? In that inning, to be able to grit through that is money, and that's what it's all about. And the second top 10 win for this South Carolina team, man, this is big.
So important, too, because South Carolina needs every win they can get to try to stay at 500 or better to keep that postseason hope alive. Right now they're in, but they've got to stay up there, and they've got some big games coming up.
They do in a big pitch, right? Like, that is a really tough pitch. She goes back in, and to me, that's just electric. The comfort she has in herself to own the in. Let's go. I'm invested. I'm in.
So South Carolina wins game 1 of this series with Texas A&M. They take it 3-1. Aggies leave the bases loaded. Man, game 2 coming up tomorrow. But for now, for senior day, for South Carolina, the Gamecocks get it done with a 3-1 victory.